What up, everybody? Welcome back to the Non-Essential Experience podcast with one of your hosts, Miguel, alongside.
What's up, you guys? Your host with the most. I don't know what most
With,
I have, but it's
the,
Diego. What's up, you guys?
with the most loudest fucking talking to his mic.
Oh, my bad, you guys. I think I need to lower my mic volume real quick.
Nah, you're good. It was just literally that beginning part.
Maybe because I fucking deep throated my mic for a second.
Well,
What's up,
what
you
up,
guys?
everybody? What's up, man? So we're here. If you've been listening, today is the Rick and Morty episode. If you haven't, today it's pretty much nothing but Rick and Morty today. We just plan on talking about everything Rick. Well, not everything Rick and Morty, but pretty much our thoughts of the show. We're gonna go through seasons 1 through 3. Not like every episode, but we're gonna go through what we think of each season, our favorite episodes, our least favorite episodes. We're not really gonna talk about season 4 today, just because that's currently ongoing, and I've only seen 2 of the episodes of season 4, and they're not easily available unless you have cable, which I do not, and Diego does not either.
Nope.
Like, how many episodes of season 4 have you seen?
I think I've seen all of them. Maybe besides episode 5, I think it was.
Yeah, and then 6 just aired this last Sunday too.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah, it started back up on Sunday.
Damn, I didn't know that. I've seen most of them, but like I said, I've only seen them once, and I saw them like when they were coming out, like on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I don't consider myself having watched them, and I think I watched them like while I was at work, like on my lunch break.
Yeah.
So I was really just kind of like.
So yeah, we're not gonna talk about much, if any, of maybe we'll get into a little bit of season 4, but not. Like I said, I've seen 2 episodes and I don't honestly remember them. They're episode 1 and 2, and I don't not remember them very well. But we rewatched seasons 1 through 3. Diego rewatched most of all season 1 and 2 and most of 3. And so we're gonna go ahead and get into that. And I guess first, overall, we'll just get into season 1, and then we'll get into overall thoughts afterwards. So
Okay.
season 1, or you know what? I have a better idea. Do you remember the first time you seen or heard about Rick and Morty?
The first time I watched Rick and Morty, I lived at my old apartment. I had just gotten Hulu, and I kept hearing about Rick and Morty and like on like Facebook, on YouTube, and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, I want to know what it is. And the first time I watched it, I fucking loved it. Thought it was hilarious. That was what, like 3 years ago, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
Like it was like 3 years ago that I watched it for the first time. But I don't remember exactly where it was really popular. It was really popular, so everyone was talking about it. Like,
Yeah.
and I felt victim of peer pressure to watch it.
For me, is again, like you said, Rick and Morty was huge. It was everywhere. Well, at the time, it wasn't everywhere, but it was huge, and a lot of people were talking about. And for me, I remember it was like season 2 was either about to start or had just started, and everyone was talking. And I keep on seeing it everywhere, all over Twitter, all over everywhere on the internet. So, like, you know what? Everyone says it's funny. Let me try it. I actually just ended up just buying season 1 on DVD.
Okay.
Maybe Blu-ray. I don't remember. But I just, like, without watching even a single episode, I was like, you know what? Back then, that was just what I did. I was like, well, if it's a good show, I'll just buy the first season. Because I used to like collecting DVDs, Blu-rays.
Must be nice to be rich.
Especially TV shows. So, and the season 1 was like on sale for like $15 or something. And so I bought it and I watched the whole thing. And I'm like, this show is fucking phenomenal. Like, it was so, I instantly fell in love, and then watched the whole entire first season. Then I think I watched the entire, and then right away after I finished it, I told my brother, dude, you got to watch this. It's so good. I'll watch it with you. Like, again. I don't remember if he ended up watching the whole thing. I think he was like tired or just fell asleep or something that he didn't like it. But either way, I think I ended up watching it the second time through, and then season 2 was about to start or just started, and so that's how much pretty much how I started watching Rick and Morty. So, other than that, let's get into season 1.
All right.
So for me, right off the top, like I think season 1's probably my favorite season. Like,
I think so too. Well, see, it's one of those weird things where I don't know if it's better than the other seasons, but it's the first one that I watched, and I feel like it's the one that it's the one that I like the most. I don't think it's the best. It might not be the best, but it's the one that I like the most.
same. Like, it's definitely the one I like the most. And then after so going in, my favorite before. Okay, so I've only seen the show one time through, and so when I was like, when I thought of talking about Rick and Morty, I was like, you know what? This is just a good excuse for me to rewatch the entirety of it again. So before rewatching it, my favorite episode I would say was Meeseeks and Destroy, which is the one with the Mr. Meeseeks. And then after rewatching it, yeah, it's still my favorite episode of the entire series, honestly.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a good episode. I enjoy it. I remember like me and like people that have watched the show just messing with just Meeseeks in general are like a cool character, and like
and
the
that
whole
episode is just so fucking funny, dude, because they're just going crazy. Like this fucking guy cannot get his swing better. I just want to fucking die, and it's just funny, man.
it is it's it's a good one. One episode I just don't like, and I've never really liked.
Oh, season 1?
Yeah.
Which one?
The dog one where their dog becomes a talking dog.
You don't like that episode? Dude, I
don't know. It's not that I don't like it, but I think it's the one that I like the least out of all of them. Out of all of season 1 at least.
That's crazy to me. I fucking love that episode.
I don't know. This is one of those weird things where I didn't like it as much as the other ones. One episode that I think is criminally underrated is the first episode, the pilot episode.
Dude, rewatching it, I'm like, fuck this pilot. And I looked it up. It's considered one of the like low, not bad episodes, but it's on the lower end. I'm like, the pilot's really fucking good, dude.
That moment where they're in like the intergalactic fucking airport, and Rick is like, just go ahead and shoot them, Morty. They're fucking.
That is literally
they're fucking robots. And fucking Morty shoots one in the fucking leg, and he starts fucking crying. Like the guy starts crying. It's like, dude, Greg is bleeding out, you guys. And he's fucking coughing blood. Like, say, please tell my family I love them. And the first time I saw that, I absolutely fucking died.
So it just adds to the whole how much we're alike. First off, I remember when I first watched it. That's what sold me on the show. Same. And to this day, although Meeseeks is my favorite episodes, that's probably my favorite scene of all of Rick and Morty.
Yeah, it's probably one of the fucking funniest. And then maybe not one of the funniest. There's a lot of moments like that.
I just really love that scene where like they're just robots, Morty. They're just robots, Morty. Shoot them. And like he just starts screaming, like, tell my wife and kids I love them.
And Morty's like, I thought you said they were robots. The bureaucrats, and I don't respect them. I'm like, what a fucking ass.
That that scene, it's so fucking good, dude. I know. Dude, that's so funny. That's how it's so crazy how much we're like that. I fucking love that scene so much, dude.
I know, dude. It's like I said, I think it's criminally underrated. It's the part. It's that part of the episode is what sold me on the show. I was like,
same.
I was like, if any parts of the show is gonna be up to this quality, like of comedy and like just like dark humor, I'm just gonna love it.
So back to the dog episode. So it's not the funniest episode, but the reason there's 3 scenes I really like about that episode. One is in the beginning where the dog pisses on the carpet, and then the dad rubs his face in the piss, and And then Morty comes and like, oh no, it's okay. And he's like petting, like the dad's like, don't freaking what word did he say? Like, don't praise a rat after doing that. He's gonna think it's okay.
Uh-huh.
Then later in the episode, Jared he rubs the dog rubs Jared's face in the fist on the ground. Like, it's so funny to me. And then the ending, one of the ending scenes is where quote unquote Morty is dying. And the dog's like, I'll give anything to save his life. It's so I don't it's so it's so it's not even I don't know if it's meant to be funny, but it's so like a serious moment. But it's so funny to me.
Right. I get it.
With the sad music playing in the background, the piano, and he's like, who cares? They're just humans. And then the dog's like, not to me. Not to me.
I get it. I don't know. I just don't like it as much.
What did you think of Anatomy Park?
Anatomy Park. It was cool. I like the way that they showed like all the different viruses and stuff being as like monsters, like in a like it was like a ripoff of Jurassic Park, just look at the name.
It's funny at the end when I forgot which disease I don't know if it was herpes or
hepatitis.
When he shows up and he just saves them and gives them a thumbs up, like, is that what they do?
It's like, did we have like a rapport with him? Like, were we cool with him? And the girl was like, no, I think this is how it is. And I was like, okay.
It's so stupid, but it's so funny to me, man.
But yeah, that episode was kind of it's not a weak episode, but it's also not the best episode. I like the M. Night Shyamalan aliens.
I'm trying to remember which one's that one.
The one where they're inside a simulation.
Oh.
Inside a bigger simulation. And spoilers, by the way. We didn't fucking.
This is the type of show you can spoil every little joke, and I still think people have to watch it because it's funny.
But see, but we also know people like Arnaldo that get butthurt with spoilers. So, just from here on out, big spoiler warning. If you haven't watched the show, watch it first of all. Do yourself the favor of having 36 episodes of good content to enjoy.
The first 3 seasons is only 31 episodes total, and then currently that have aired is 37.
So yeah, go ahead and give yourself those 31 episodes of.
It's such a quick watch.
It really is. I watched it in basically a day.
I've legit already contemplated rewatching season 1 just because I just really like season 1, even though I just watched it a couple days ago.
But yeah, so like I said, spoiler warning. But now that we're done,
so when they're inside a simulation, it's so funny that going in. I'm just looking at these names of these episodes, and I'm like, damn, I don't think I ever knew half the name of these episodes. It's not something I pay attention to, and I don't think they even put. Did they put the title of the episode on the show? I don't think so. Right?
I think in the beginning they do.
I guess I never paid attention. It's so fun. So M. Night Shyamalan aliens. That episode's really fucking. That episode's really funny.
Yeah, it is.
Jared somehow ended up in the simulation too.
Jerry, and then
Jerry.
Jared.
I know.
Jerry somehow fucking ends up in the simulation, and they use some Rick. It's I don't know if you want to go into exactly what happens with the episode, but
we can. I feel like most people, most people that want to see the show have seen the show. If they haven't, I highly recommend. But even by us spoiling, quote unquote spoiling, the show's still worth seeing. Like
the way that they So I like the interaction that fucking Jerry's so stupid that he doesn't see there's a mailman at his fucking award ceremony at the end when he's getting that make believe apple award, the Appley or whatever.
What was his Apple saying?
You got apples or something like that, something stupid like I just fucking like
Hungry for apples.
oh yeah, hungry for apples, and it was just so dumb, dude. I was like what type of slogan? Like what type of like is it a slogan or like I don't know I don't know what you would describe it as,
It's
but
supposed to be a slogan, yeah.
yeah, but what the fuck? Hungry for apples? Like a kumi,
Like
basically. Like
Jerry is my favorite character in the whole show.
he is hit or miss with me. Like sometimes I find him like hard to like digest. Like I'm like kind of gets on my nerves.
Really? He never gets. He's so fucking funny to me every time he's on there.
I don't know. It's just the way that his character was written, and I get it. But sometimes I'm just like, fuck off, dude. I don't want to fucking deal with this. I don't want to deal with this fucking like subclass human being.
And they treat him like such trash. Like the further you get into the series, the more like shit they treat him.
Yeah, like stupid. They treat him stupid bad. I'm
And then
Me6 is good.
Me6 and George is so that's such a fucking good
Dude,
episode.
tell me that scene where tell me that episode where where fucking Rick and Morty they destroy their original like not their there's a lot of theories on Rick not being from that universe that he's currently at. Like
Yeah.
so there's a lot of theories saying that Morty isn't Rick's original Morty. There's a theory saying that you know evil Morty, the one from that
Yeah.
that is our Rick's original Morty, and that something
Oh,
happened.
that's great. So I've never really looked into like
The
fan theories just because, and we'll get into it later in the episode, just because I avoid the fan base.
Oh yeah,
But that's actually fucking like that would make sense, honestly, because in one of the episodes, I forgot which one it was, and we just rewatched it, but where Rick pretty much tells Morty, don't get too crazy. Nothing worse. Huh?
No, he said don't get cocky because there's nothing worse than a cocky Morty.
There we go.
And Morty was like, oh, what do you mean by that? He was like, oh, I'll explain when you're older.
So obviously, when I first watched it, I paid no mind just because that episode and then the episode where you find out about the evil Morty is, I want to say, huh? Is it the same episode?
Yeah.
I guess I just didn't put two and two together, but rewatching it this time, I put two and two together where I'm like, oh, that's what he fucking means, like, because this evil Morty is fucking super deadly and super smart compared to every other fucking Morty possible.
Yeah. Something else that ties that theory around is because in that episode when the robot Rick that captures him is like interrogating Rick, our Rick, C-137 Rick.
Yeah.
He's going through his memories, and there's a memory of Rick picking up Morty while he was a baby. But in the beginning of the show, you find out that Rick has just recently gone back into their lives, like that. What's his daughter's name again?
I forgot.
What's her name? I'm bad with names.
I know, same. I'll look it up. Go, keep on going.
But that she hasn't Beth.
Beth, there we go.
She hasn't seen Rick since she was a kid.
Yeah.
So like there was like a discrepancy in that in like their timeline. So that's basically saying that Rick comes from a different timeline where he was around when Morty was a baby.
So that's an interesting theory. I like that.
So yeah, it's pretty deep, dude. Like, and there's a lot of stuff. Like, and I'll talk about it a little bit more in a bit. I don't know if you know. I'm like 99% sure you didn't notice, unless you were like going frame by frame on a specific episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's interesting. So once we're done with this shit, I'm about to look up that stuff up.
Yeah, so it's pretty. I love fan theories. I love watching because I love lore based stuff.
Yeah,
I really like back in the day when I played Destiny, I loved watching lore videos on YouTube, of them just explaining reading the lore off
yeah,
the Bungie website for Destiny, because it's interesting to me. I really like when shows and books and games really dive into they build this world where it's just not a world crafted around the story and the
yeah.
main character. I really like when it feels like it's a world and you're just kind of in the middle of something that's going on in that world.
So it's the only problem with fan theories, especially with this show,
What's up?
is that it's so funny that you bring that up is fan theories. Is that recently I saw an interview with the creator of the show, one of the creators of the show, Dan Harmon,
Mm-hmm.
and he loves that people have fan theories, but he hates them too in the sense where he doesn't hate that people create them. He hates them that if he reads them and he sees a good one that maybe maybe the guy got it right, he will no longer do it because someone was able to guess it. You know what I mean?
I kind of see that. I
So
kind of
for the
see his
most part,
point.
he tries not to read fan theories because if he ever sees, and it's like he didn't use an example, but he said it has happened. He said I won't say what, but I've seen fan theories, and not just for this show, for Community as well, where
Mm-hmm.
they got it right, so I could no longer do it because if they were able to come up with it, if it wasn't creative enough, and not he says not to sound like it's just I just want to create stuff that no one can see is coming, and when they watch it, they get surprised and they love it, they find it funny, whatever it may be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Obviously, I'm butchering
guess.
his words, but
I
that's
guess
essentially along those lines is what he was saying.
I guess I see what I guess I see his point. Maybe I don't agree with it, but I guess um this an episode that what that I enjoyed watching. I don't know why I liked it. Was the fucking episode where um with Summer gets the job with the devil,
Yeah, the evil, the curse, the
the
items.
cursed items or whatever the fuck. It was funny when the whole bit where she has the monkey paw or whatever, and she's wishing for all the fucking stupidest things. Like she's like, "Oh, I wish this fucking desk was lighter. Oh, I wish this knot was looser.
Yeah,
Like I wish I knew how to do CPR." Like she wasted a fucking monkey's paw. Like I think a monkey's paw is you get 3 wishes for at a cost or something.
yeah.
And she used those 3 fucking wishes on the dumbest shit when she could have just been like, I wish he wasn't hanging himself. Like something super simple, something
I
super
know. I remember that. That shit. But that's just funny. Yeah, but you're right. First,
like
untie him, to untie the noose. Was
they
I
just
okay? That would make sense.
so but the whole thing where even afterwards, the devil's like, I might be the devil, but your grandpa is the devil. Like I don't know. I find it very. I just liked it. I don't know why. It's just one of those episodes where even when I rewatched it, it just made me chuckle, like saying, "Damn, what a fucking asshole." Which really just emphasizes how much of a douchebag fucking Rick is.
Yeah. And obviously, I feel like eventually they're gonna cover that why he's that way.
Why he's an asshole?
Yeah, I mean they've
Dude, they talk about it all the time because he's the
they
smartest
talk
person
about it.
alive. Like,
No, I know, but I'm just saying and I guess this goes into the fan theories. It's pretty much after he left, what happened. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like why he leave and this. Obviously, the simple answer is he's the smartest man alive. He invented traveling. He wanted to travel. But obviously, there's more to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be one thing that I don't think we're ever gonna fully know. I think it's just because do you see them like going that route of exploring Rick's past,
Not
or do you just see
not
them like?
extensively, but I think it is something they will visit.
Hopefully, that'd be cool. That'd be a cool little like maybe like Morty has to go into Rick's memories to try to like
Yeah,
uncover a way to save something.
because remember, there's already an episode where they go into Morty's memories, which is one of the funniest fucking episodes.
Well, they go into both their memories. They go both into Rick's and Morty's memories.
No, I
The
know, but
Morty,
they go more into Morty's though.
yeah, the Morty's mind breakers or mind something like that. The one that they have like helmets on. They go like
Yeah,
where Morty gets his like memory wiped.
yeah, and then he gets
No,
all his memory back, and then he wants to kill himself. Yeah,
yeah, I think you're right. I think they were all Morty's. I think they were all Morty's memories, but they were color coded for like when Morty fucked up, they were blue, and when when Morty fucked up, they were yellow. When Rick fucked up, they were blue. Like they're just like
and and they were red when Rick essentially embarrassed himself.
yeah, something like that.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
red is when Rick embarrassed himself, and he wanted Morty to forget.
what did you think of the episode where? We just got hugely sidetracked.
I know we just jumped from season 1 to 3.
Yeah, so I was gonna talk about an episode where I was like, "Holy shit, that just got fucking dark as fuck." Was where Morty wants what's the girl he likes Jessica to
Jessica,
fall in
yeah,
love with him. So he asks Rick to make her make a potion. Then he has like a little mixture of like rat DNA and like something else.
and yeah, instead of making like a love potion, he essentially made a love virus.
Like, yeah,
The way it was, because it's first, yes, she loves him, but then she like sneezes or something, and then
she sneezes on into him, or she like just coughs into him. That one black dude that was trying to like beat up Morty,
yeah,
and he goes crazy, and he's like getting pulled away from like the little dance that they're having,
yeah,
and he like coughs or like he just spits into the
teacher.
no, but before that he spits into like the punch bowl and
Oh,
into
you're
the
right.
pants and stuff like that, and that's how it goes everywhere. And I was like, damn, that right there, fucking just like, well, how is that so accurate to our times right now? And like with the whole coronavirus going on, I'm like, people could watch this episode and see how easy it is to fucking spread a
That
virus,
virus, exactly.
and they'll be like, you know what? Let's not open up everything like fucking dumbasses. But
And you're right, and that episode does show how dark it can get, because shit gets so fucked up.
everyone starts turning into like fucking like mantis monsters.
And then Rick's like, "Oh, don't worry, I got this. I got a cure." And then his cure is fucking turns into like a blob, turns everybody to like a blob monster.
Yeah, like into just I forgot what to call it.
And it gets so fucked up that they have to literally leave their universe
and go to a different universe where
where Rick
they
and Morty
died.
died. Yeah.
Like, and the way they fucking died, dude, and like I was like, oh my god, how can this show get more morbid? And they have
And
to
they,
fucking dig up their like they have to
they
bury
have
their
to
own bodies.
bury their own bodies. And that literally mentally fucks Morty up. That still carries over into season 2. Like, it wasn't just like then that's one thing I like about this show.
That's
Unlike
the
a
first time
lot
I
of
did that, right? Like it was the first time you see an event happen where they actually talk about it in later episodes. Like because normally these type of shows are like Family Guy. Like
exactly where
where
it's one and done.
it's crazy, like all these crazy things happen, and then the next episode it's like nothing happens. Like everyone can die in one episode, and then the next episode everyone's alive, and there's
Because
no
most
explanation.
cartoons, most American cartoons, it's like
Or
it's self-contained episodes.
yeah, they're episodic.
Whatever happens in the episode happens. Like, stuff will carry over. Like, if some character gets married, yeah, but it's not something that like story-wise where they bring it up. It's just okay, this person lives here now. And that's what it is. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's not like an event will occur, and it's not something like, oh, do you remember that one time we did this? And
and yeah,
it might happen every once in a while, but it's not like but it's kind of like a recollection. Normally, they're done in like recollection episodes where they bring up a lot of different past stuff.
yeah, very
Um, uh,
few cartoons I can think of, like American
just shows
cartoons
in
that
general.
do it.
Just show like normally the only shows that will have like even like a show like this where the things that happen actually matter
Yeah,
are like sitcoms, kind of like
yeah, yeah. Stuff carries over in sitcoms. Yeah,
but not in cartoons. Normally,
no,
cartoons
never
are
in cartoons.
very episodic, very like every episode is something different. This episode, what type
Like
of wacky fun are we gonna have?
the only cartoon I could think of where stuff like actually carries over is like King of the Hill, but it's not to this extent.
Or or like Adventure Time has some crossover stuff.
Well,
Not
Adventure
too much,
Time it's more, yeah.
but
That
that's what I'm saying. But it has to be that type of show. Which, crazy enough, if you notice, every single show that has that type of like crossover between episodes normally like a high tier show.
yeah,
Because
of course.
I hold Rick and Morty, like Adventure Time, those type of shows like really high because just
Same.
fucking great.
So yeah, their cells from that universe die, and they have to bury them. And like I said, it literally fucks Morty up, where he's like
He brings it up all the time, like
brings it up all the time. Even in season 3, he still brings it up.
yeah.
Where it's
Oh
like,
yeah, when in the first episode of season 3, it's like, do you see that? Do you see that over there, Summer? That's how you know that Grandpa Rick doesn't care about us because we're not. I'm not even your brother. It's like I'm Morty from a different universe, and I came to this universe because Rick fucked up my universe so bad we had to leave, and your Rick and Morty died, and we had to bury them. Like, and
crazy, dude.
they go and like uncover the bodies to find a portal gun. Like it's fucking dark, but it's funny though. Like I like the show because it's not like it's not overly violent just to be violent. Sometimes it is, but for the most part, like it's just a good show. I enjoy it. Um,
Same.
I'm just embarrassed to say that I enjoy it because I don't want to be associated with the fucking toxic ass fucking fan base that this show has fucking
Yeah.
cultivated.
So yeah, to kind of speed through season 1. Another notable episode was the Close Encounters of Rick Kine, which is pretty much the evil.
Yeah, that's the one that we were talking about with
Yeah,
the evil Morty and the fucking evil Rick, well, the robot Rick, and
the Citadel of Ricks.
oh yeah, that's the first time they introduced the Citadel of Rick.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
they kind of hinted at it, I think, earlier. Well,
Did they?
knew other. Well, not okay. They didn't hint at Citadel, but you knew other Ricks existed in early episodes.
Well, yeah, because you kind of you knew that other Rick existed, but you didn't know that there was like a fucking like
a whole essentially government of
which is funny,
Ricks.
which is part of the joke.
Of course, and that's what I love about this. Like, again, the fan base, the whole quote unquote, you got to be smart. You don't have to be smart, but you just have to care. In my opinion, that's what it is. You don't have to be smart to understand. You just have to care because you got to pay attention to some of these things.
You literally just have to fucking like pay attention to what you're watching for fucking 5 minutes, and it's there.
Yeah, because it's not like it's super subtle. It throws it in your face. It might not straight up say it, but
most of the times they do. Like most of the times, like
Rick, especially in seasons 2 and 3, the further you get, the more fourth wall breaking Rick gets. But yeah, and then what was the last episode of season 1?
Season 1 is the one where they have the party where they freeze time with that Aberdolf Linkler or whatever. Like, fuck, it's so fucking so stupid. It's such a stupid joke.
Fucking stupid.
It's such a stupid joke, but it's funny. Like when he's fighting that like tiger thing, it's like be ready to be emancipated from your fucking inferior genes. I was just like, wait, what?
And then he sacrifices himself at the end and like Rick. I would say like I love him or something like that.
I forgot what he says. Or does he
And
say it?
you know what's so creepy about the final episode of season 1?
What's up?
The whole Titanic shit with that crazy
Oh, I know, dude.
Hispanic maid.
I know it's so weird. I was like, oh, what the fuck is going on?
I actually didn't like that part of that episode. Like,
I mean, it felt really uncomfortable.
Dude, same. I was super like, it's funny, but it's very uncomfortable to watch.
It's funny in a way that I don't want it to be funny.
Because it feels real in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it feels plausible.
Yeah.
It feels like it could actually happen. Like some fucking batshit crazy lady, like in love with the idea of love, like being just like completely engrossed in like the whole like I was about to say Star Wars, the whole Titanic like love
And then
idea, whatever the fuck.
the last episode of season 1 is also the first time. I don't know. It's not the first time, but it's pretty much when they confirm, I guess, and start hinting at like Rick is depressed, like legit confirming it because when his wubba lubba dub dub, and then the Birdman's like
Oh yeah, it's like do you know what wubba lubba dub dub means in my language?
he's like, oh, it's just made up words.
Like,
It's
it's like,
just
nah, Birdman, it's just made up garbage. That fucking Rick says, and he's like, no, Morty, it means I am depressed and I need help, or whatever the fuck Birdman
yeah,
says.
it's a song along the lines where it's like it's a cry for help, and it's like it's the first time they kind of like confirm it because I feel like if I remember correctly, they kind of tease it a few times in season 1, but they pretty much straight up confirm it in that episode, and that plays a bigger part in the later episodes.
Well, it becomes this like story arc, like,
Or like, and that's the thing. And to one that they still haven't really like fucking fully gone into like why is, like I said, I don't buy the whole he's just because he's the smartest man thing. You know what I mean?
well, I think it's a big part of it because he's so smart.
Yeah,
I think
and then also something to do with, again, back to why did he leave Beth when they were kids? You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
what happened to his wife?
Yeah, what happened to his wife? Well, yeah, see, that's the thing. Is that in season 2? The episode about his wife?
I think that's the first episode. It might be first episode of season 3. It's first episode of season 3 because that's when the Szechuan sauce thing happened, and that was the start of the fucking.
Let's go to season 2 then. We'll visit that conversation when we get to that episode.
So going back to like your favorites, what was your favorite episode of season 2?
Okay, so real quick for a season 1, I don't think I said my least favorite episode. I would say my least favorite episode might be 60 Minutes, which is the one where they see.
I forgot to say that, but same, dude. I don't. It's apparently it's one of the most popular episodes because they had to make a second one, and I'm like, dude, what's so great about this?
It's not bad. It's just
I thought it was
very
boring.
okay.
I thought it was boring actually. Like rewatching it compared to the other episodes, I was like, this one is.
I think you know what's my biggest problem with that episode?
What's up?
Because it's pretty much a Jerry and Beth episode, and I just don't give a shit about Beth. She's a very unlikable character in my opinion. She's kind of a bitch. You know what I mean?
Dude, same. Like, I don't care about her. Like, it's not that I dislike her, but I also don't care about her. Like,
and the whole joke, or not the joke, but the whole like, oh, she's just like Rick, and they play a big deal about it in season 3. But like, at least Rick is funny, and Rick is like, he actually does care. You know what I mean?
He cares in his own fucked up way. Like, he might not be like, oh, my family, blah blah blah, but like when a fucking alien species decides to fuck with like Morty or Summer, like they fucking die. Like, I think was it the first season where Morty uses his like voucher to be like the leader of the adventure, and he goes into like a medieval thing, and they end up murdering a fucking giant, and they go to fucking giant court.
I thought that was season 2.
Was it season 2? I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
But
that's like, a funny episode, though.
But that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what season it is.
Yeah.
But you know how the fucking jelly bean dude, which is apparently, did you know that was a cameo from a show that I don't know if it was Dan Harmon or Justin Roiland. They had a show they had like an animated show that premiered on the internet with him as the protagonist,
No, I didn't know that. And that's a
quote unquote.
cameo.
Yeah, and he was the same thing. Like he was like super fucked up. Like there's a video from from Film Theory about it, and like that's where he talks about it. I'll link you the stuff later. So
yeah.
'cause
So
it's super
season 2.
But going back to that episode, so where like you know how that jelly bean like in the bathroom or the bar
Tries to rape Morty. Like, how serious is that too?
Dude, I was like, what the actual fuck is this? But you know how after they give the money to that town of the poor people, and they and the moment that they go back to the fucking portal, I guess like on the other side of the portal, Morty tells Rick why he wanted to leave so fast.
Yeah.
And without even thinking, fucking Rick just shoots a fucking laser beam that disintegrates. It doesn't disintegrate. It explodes the fucking
Jelly bean.
jelly bean dude. I was like, see, you can tell that Rick cares.
Yeah, exactly. Like that.
But Beth is just a fucking bitch to be a bitch. Like she's just like this. I don't like. She's like, I guess. She's just like I said. She's just a bitch, dude. Like, she's a bitch with no positive fucking features about her, and I just cannot stand her. Like even the few moments, dude, where she's like a decent person, I was still kind of like, whatever. Like I don't care about this. Everyone else, I like. Like I said, Jerry gets on my nerves, but I still like him. Like he's still go.
Again, so to get into season 2, episode 1, I fucking love. Oh yeah, which is my favorite episode of season 2? Do you have yours off the top of your head?
I think so.
Well, go ahead and say yours. I'm kind of looking over the names real quick just to kind of refresh my memory.
I think I like the fucking the purging one. I think
for me, it's between Look Who's Purging Now and the Ricks Must Be Crazy. It's between those two for me.
The Ricks Must Be Crazy. Which one was that?
The one where he goes into his battery, and then his battery has its own.
Yeah, it's like he has like the microverse in his battery.
I think that might be my favorite episode. The Ricks Must Be Crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I like the I like the whole like dynamics between that alien and Rick. Not the alien, but like that like creature.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
My least favorite episode is Get Swifty, I think.
Yeah, I think that might have been the start of like the fan base being really fucking annoying, because everyone was saying Get Swifty, like, oh, I'm so fucking funny. Like
Get Swifty is a star. That one, and there's another episode. I'm kind of looking through the one with Little Rick. Those are start of a trend that to me has lowered the quality of the show in season 3, and we'll see about season 4. And like I'll get into that when we get to those episodes and into that discussion. But those episodes, they're not bad, but it's a bad trend that unfortunately this show started.
Is you think when Rick is a kid, like turns himself into a kid, is that's part where I'm
Big Trouble in Little Sanchez? There we go. That's what it's called. The episode where he turns into Tiny Rick.
Do you think that's part of that's when the show started getting bad?
I'm not saying it gets bad. Like I say, it starts a bad trend.
You think so?
Yeah, and I'll explain when we get to those episodes.
See, what did?
Like, we're not gonna talk about every episode of season 2, but I do want to talk about the first episode because I fucking love Rick One Time.
It's pretty. I think that's the first time you actually see Rick really care about him. Like you see a side of Rick that they didn't show in the entire show, and like in the first season, is like the whole like when they create the fucking the collars.
Yeah.
Even just that whole shit, that whole episode is fucking that. Like I said, I didn't like the whole like speed side of the story.
The Beth and the deer.
Yeah, I was like, what a bitch, dude. Like, she's being such a like her ego is so fragile. Like,
And I love how Jerry like always kind of takes little jabs at her, where he's
right?
like, "Yeah, you're a horse doctor,
Like,
dear."
just like very quietly, like just like like just you wouldn't notice it. Like in real life, you probably wouldn't notice it if you weren't paying attention. That he's just like, well, you're a horse doctor, okay, and but like says it really quietly, and then just leaves it alone. Like he doesn't say it to her face.
Because this is one thing about Beth's character, that she's always having such a, like an ego trip because she's a heart surgeon. Like, I'm a fucking heart surgeon. See, so I feel like, and they kind of hint at it. She kind of looks at herself the same way like Rick does, like a god essentially. Like, I'm a fucking heart surgeon. I'm smarter than everybody else. I'm better than everybody else. I'm fucking like a god because I literally work on horses' hearts and I give them life. And I just think it's funny because Jerry's always taking jabs at it to kind of take her down a peg. Or like, yeah, but you're just a horse doctor. Or like you said, sometimes he'll say it quietly behind her back, and it's just funny as shit to me.
Right. I just like we said, fuck Bev or Beth or whatever the fuck her name is. Fuck that bitch. Like,
so yeah, in the first episode they split time, and then at the end you see more Rick willing to sacrifice himself
for Morty, because
for Morty.
like when he's with his fucking one of the collars doesn't work, and like he's falling through like time and space or whatever the fuck it is, and he like gives Morty his fuck with his collar. I don't know why I'm having fucking
it's time collar.
Yeah, I'm having such a hard time remembering the fucking name of a collar.
And Rick's like, he's like, okay, I'm ready to die. It's fine.
Like, it's like, you know what? I'm okay with this. It's like Morty be better. Like, just, and he's happy with it. And it's funny how like he says something like to like, it's like, oh God, if there's a hell, like please be gentle, or please, praying.
Yeah.
And then the moment he sees the fucking collar, he starts like trying to get to it.
He's like, fuck that, I want to live.
He fixes it. He fucking fixes it. He's like, fuck you, God. Like, not today. And I'm, teleports himself back. And I was like, what a fucking douche.
And my favorite, one thing we talked about it, but we didn't really go into it in season 1. But one of my favorite things about this show is post-credit scenes.
Yeah.
Honestly, sometimes the post-credit scene is the funniest thing of the entire episode. And to me, in the first episode, it's the case. That's the case.
What was the post-credit scene for this one?
And this one sticks out of my head because it's probably my favorite post-credit scene. One of my favorite in the entirety of this series is where the nutsack monster, the one that controls time, he finds the other one. They like, oh, dude, we got to go back. We went too far back.
Like they have to, we gotta go find this because they beat the shit out of him.
They gotta find Rick to beat the shit out of him. Yeah.
So they're like, oh, it was a human on this planet that had this type of hairstyle, and they're flying through time, and then they find fucking Albert Einstein,
which looks like they made him look like Rick from behind just short.
Yeah.
And they find Albert Einstein and they fuck him up, and they're like, don't go messing with time. Don't mess with time. And then when they leave, Albert Einstein's like, I will mess with time. And that's how, quote unquote, he creates E equals MC square.
Yeah, I remember now that you told me. That shit was fucking funny, dude.
That is legit one of my all-time, it's not one of the funniest fucking, it's so fucking stupid, but it's so funny.
Right. What did you think of the fart gas episode?
I like that episode a lot. Where it's like Morty is like he has a heart.
He's having a fucking bromance with the fucking fart.
And I like the little songs that the fart monster creates.
It's like something Moon Man or something.
Something Moon Man. Yeah, and I like them. But then at the end, which episode is that anyways? The fart.
Episode 2 when they leave Jerry at the fucking the daycare for Jerry's.
That episode, and obviously throughout the show, the series, there's episodes where Morty kind of I guess he has to become Rick in a sense.
Kind of he has to
and obviously the whole premise of the show, Rick is this evil asshole, super genius, and Morty's this innocent, good-hearted kid for the most part. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's how it starts. That's how it
Like,
starts. But
yeah, the
I'm
purge is the first time. Like, oh no, that's in this season, huh? That's later in this season. So
I'm
it is in this season when they start kind of going into it. And I think it starts with him watching his own fucking had to bury his own body.
Yeah, I think that's when the first time where like, I think that's when it started. Like when Morty was kind of like, "Fuck, dude, like Rick's a piece of shit," and that's when he started like having to defend himself a little bit more. And the more like later on in the show that you get, the more you see it happen.
And the more he's quote unquote becoming like Rick, maybe not as smart as Rick, but the asshole side of Rick.
I think the no, even the smartness, like he starts showing like that he's actually smart. And I think one of the episodes where that happens, where you first see it, is Total Recall, where there's that they have the fucking the
Oh yeah,
parasite with the
dude,
parasites that are like
that's what I
creating.
heard episode too, actually.
Yeah, it's a good. Like I said, I didn't. I
YouTube
didn't
has
say
a
it.
lot of good episodes.
One of my two favorite episodes of season 2 were Look Who's Purging and Total Recall. And Recall was cool, and I really liked how the person that solved like the person that was galaxy brain enough to find out what was going on.
Is
Like not what,
Morty?
it was
Yeah.
Morty, and that's I think it's the first time you see Morty going from like just that stupid little kid that like follows Rick around. That's just kind of like a punching bag of sorts. Like, oh, Morty do this for me. Morty do that for me. I think the first episode that happens is this episode where Morty was the one that had to like determine what's wrong and he has to fix it. Like, so it shows a little bit of character development and story and like overall story development for him.
Yeah, I fucking love that episode. And to me, this is episodes like these is one of the reasons why I think this show is so genius, and not in the same sense as these fucking fans do. To me, I think it's genius when shows have like and shows like Community, which again is made by the same guy, so it makes sense that both shows are like these. To me the funniest shit is the subtlety of some jokes.
Exactly.
Like callbacks and subtlety. And I don't mean callbacks that throw it in your face. I mean like little baby tiny callbacks that it was such a nothing thing in an episode in the past, and they bring it back to on this episode. And it's so funny to me, like, oh, if you remember this, and it's such a little thing that the most people won't remember. We didn't have to do it, but that's how much attention to detail like this Dan Harmon has. And I know he doesn't single-handedly create this, but I'm just saying he oversees it. You know what I mean? And Community has the same thing. And I love that kind of shit. To me, that's fucking genius level writing. You know what I mean?
That's what makes the show enjoyable sometimes. Like, because there's a lot of things that you don't have to know to enjoy the show. But if you're a fan and they give callbacks to the episodes or things or like jokes that they've made in the past, it's kind of like, oh shit, cool. Like I remember when that happened in this episode. It kind of gives you that sense of like, oh, are they hinting at something? Was this more important than it really was? Or I don't know. I just enjoy it. I really like when shows do stuff like that too. I don't know exactly why, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah. I can't think of any big ones. I had one and I forgot it. But one of the things I do like about that episode, Total Recall, is the Mr. Poopy Butthole.
Oh yeah, Mr. Poopy Butthole.
How in the beginning you're like, that guy is clearly a fucking alien.
Right?
Like,
It's like, dude, like he's even in the fucking intro if you remember.
yeah.
The intro is different because of him. There's so many theories. There's a theory saying that Mr. Poopy Butthole is a different type of parasite.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's so many fucking theories about this show. Like there's one thing that I forgot to bring it up when we were talking about it season 1. In season 1 where Rick and Morty are running away. I think it was season 1 when Rick and Morty are running away from the fucking different from the other Ricks. I think there's a moment where Rick opens. There's 3 fucking portals opened,
Yeah.
and a bunch of shit is just flying through. If you freeze frame and like if you like go frame by frame when things are falling,
Yeah.
a book falls out of one of the fucking portals.
Uh-huh.
And if you like look at the book, it's it has a symbol or it has something regarding Gravity Falls.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the creator of Gravity Falls
Uh-huh.
and Justin Roiland, the other creator of Rick and Morty,
Yeah.
are really good friends. They're like best friends. And they both
Oh.
had shows airing at the same time. So what they were gonna do is they were gonna write like a connected like they were
And
gonna write
yeah, connected like episode or what?
no, they were going to like make the universe connected. Well, technically
Oh,
they're loosely connected now because of that book.
yeah.
But they wanted to have like a message. They wanted to have a message that if you really like if you're like smart enough and you picked up on like the clues, and I don't want to say that because that makes me sound like a fucking one of the fan base that this fucking show has. But like they wanted to have like a riddle that you had to watch both shows to be able to like cipher it and like find out what it says. Which I think is fucking awesome.
I'm about to go watch all these YouTube videos when I'm done. Once we're done with the podcast.
After we're done, remind me, and I'll send you I'll send you the ones that like.
Yeah, especially the evil Morty one. I really want to see that.
Yeah, dude, it's like I said. I love shows like that. I love watching stuff like that, and this show has so much content in it, and there's so many unanswered questions all the time that it's like a smorgasbord of like fan theories all the time.
Yeah,
some are good, some are bad. But that's if you're gonna be into fan theories, you just have to be in it for the ride, not for like if they're right or wrong.
but yeah. So moving forward, well, real quick to the Mr. Poopy Butthole. How at the end when Beth shoots him and they're in the hospital. Oh no, not before that. When she shoots him, and like, what the fuck are you doing, Beth? He's real, don't you know? And then Mr. Poopy Butthole's like, I'm sorry, you never had any bad memories with me, Beth. It's like, fuck, dude.
That's sad. That's when he's in the hospital.
No, because in the hospital he doesn't want to see her. Remember?
No, but he doesn't say he doesn't say that to Beth.
Oh, you're right.
Why?
The nurse.
When he's having physical therapy, he's like, okay,
you're right.
And the nurse is like, no, he wants to be alone. He's like, and he also said that he's sorry that you don't have any bad memories of him, and he was like, and he hopes you forgive him or something. I was like, my heart. I was like, no.
I know, right? And I was like, holy shit, man! Like that's deep. You know what I mean?
Right? Like it was just. I was like, fuck. I'm like fucking Bev, you bitch.
So real quick, because we're definitely running longer. We're not even season 3 yet.
Right.
Get Swifty. So, and I'm gonna combine I'm gonna combine Get Swifty and Big Trouble and Little Sanchez together because I want to get into this conversation of not the downfall, but
it's the fan base. It's like like it's kind of the downfall because after the fan base like got as toxic as it got, it made me kind of embarrassed to say that I enjoyed the show because I didn't want to be like associated with the fucking like Pickle Rick, give me the Szechuan sauce, like esque of a like fan base that this show has now.
Yeah, so these 2 episodes start a trend that I don't like, and it's kind of lazy to me. Is because like it's just they do episodes and things that is super like lazy. I kind of. Lazy, immature, where like get Swifty, like it's just like it's stupid. It makes they turn such a great character like Rick into like a like just not whatever, just like a catchphrase character, and I don't like that. And it's so weird that that's the shit that the fucking fan base eats up. You know what I mean? Like, just goes to show you how big much of the fan base is really fucking stupid. Like, the real stupid, simple, repetitive stuff is the stuff that fucking fans love. Like, the Geschwift is such a stupid, silly song, and they make Rick so stupid and silly in that episode.
Right.
Like, the Geschwifty, the only thing, the two things I like about the Geschwifty episode is the iced tea joke, where it's pretty much, it's iced tea, like,
yeah.
And then, at the end is that he becomes water tea.
Yeah.
That's super funny to me. And then the whole dynamic with the president and Morty is I fucking love throughout season 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Where Morty really wants a fucking picture with the president.
That was season 3. That was season 3 where like he wants to.
This is the first time he asked him in this episode. At the end, like, oh, can I get a present with you? Like, oh, sorry, too busy.
Like, no, he doesn't say too busy. Secret Service takes his phone, breaks it, and he says, if you tell anyone that what has happened here, we will deny it. And this is
so yeah, that's and we'll get into that season 3. I'm just saying I like that ongoing joke. Like they do it like 3-4 times in the series.
Yeah.
And then the little tiny Rick is, and I think and I actually like that episode a lot. The tiny Rick episode. I think it's a really funny episode. It's a really deep episode because again, it's going back into the depression of Rick, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but so what don't you like about that? Because I don't
like about Tiny Rick, again, it starts the trend of laziness where they turn Rick into kind of like a catchphrase character where it's like, I'm Tiny Rick, and like it just makes no sense, and he's just shouting shit. And honestly, now that when I rewatched it, I'm like, Tiny Rick is essentially Pickle Rick. Like he's just saying Tiny Rick a lot, and Pickle Rick says I'm Pickle Rick a lot. You know what I mean?
Well, Pickle Rick only says it once.
Does he? Then
he just says it once in the very beginning. But I kind of see what you're saying, but it's almost the same way of like wubba lubba dub dub, like
yeah.
And
that's what I mean. Like I hate like, and I know wubba lubba dub dub came first, but like this is where I feel like in these episodes they're really like hammering it in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess I never really saw it as a problem with Little Rick because I don't remember that being such like a. Because the way I looked at it was
when it came out, people weren't saying Tiny Rick like crazy.
Yeah.
I was seeing it, but that's also because like I go to EDC every year, and there's a big thing where they do like essentially memes are big at EDC and concerts and raves in general. Where people make these things called totems. It's like I don't know what you like a totem, you know, like
a totem, like a giant fucking pillar, like a giant like.
So yeah, so that's really popular in EDC. People make totems so that their friends know where to find them.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people, and it's awesome. I actually love this aspect of EDC and just EDM culture in general. Is that they'll make totems so friends can find them, but a lot of these people turn these things into memes. Like they'll put funny photos, and it's like me and brother love just like half the fucking time, like EDC, not half the time, but a good chunk of the EDC, we're just rating them and pointing them out. Like, oh, that was a really good one. That's a really funny one. That's a really clever one. And there was a lot of Tiny Rick after that season at EDC. Like in regular culture, yeah, we weren't seeing Tiny Rick a lot. And eventually, like I said, and honestly, it feels like now after rewatching it, it feels like Tiny Rick, like is where fucking Pickle Rick came from. Like, you know what I mean? Because they say it in the same tone of voice. You know what I mean?
I guess I guess I see where you're coming from. I don't agree with it, but I guess we'll agree to disagree.
Yeah, it's just when they turn Rick into that kind of character, I hate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think we already talked about the Purge episode. I don't want to talk about the interdimensional. I don't want to talk about the second fucking the Rick 60 minutes.
So I love the interdimensional cable episodes, but they're such nonsensical filler, but in a great way that we don't really have to talk about them.
I don't like them
because they don't actually focus on
the story or the characters.
On the story at all. They're literally fillers, but to me they're hilarious and I actually love them. It's just I get what you mean because like you only do 10 episodes and you throw one away on this. Yeah. Whereas this was like a 20 episode season, like okay, that's fucking hilarious having one of these per season. You know what I mean?
like the one of the mid seasons, like having something in the middle be like that. But yeah, when you have 10 episodes in a season and it takes fucking a year in between seasons, are you really gonna fucking sometimes more? You're really gonna cover up one of those 10 episodes with like just nonsensical shit? Like it's like why?
Yeah, and then real quick,
I was gonna say, and the worst part is, dude, is like the fucking fanboy, like the fucking fan base. They're just like so ready to like suck Justin Roiland and like Dan Harmon's dick for as much fucking Rick and Morty content as they can get.
Yeah,
They will take this subpar episodes and enjoy the fucking shit out of them. And
well, like, pick a Rick.
exactly. So that's what, I don't know. I just don't like them.
So real quick, I don't got too much to say on the Wedding Squatchers.
Mm-hmm.
That came out of nowhere though. The girl being a secret agent,
right? I was like, holy fuck!
I honestly don't think they planned this from the beginning. Maybe they did, but if
think
they did, that's impressive because that's something where they got together in season 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they did. I think I think they did plan it from the very beginning because I don't know. It just seems like something they would have planned.
Yeah.
Because it's really big.
I don't really got much to say, but I do like the ending of this episode.
Yeah.
And it goes into something I haven't brought up, but I fucking love the music choice that they do in this episode. They do a lot of like depressing music.
That's really good. Yeah, the music in the show is really good.
That's really fucking. And at the end of this episode, and now again, it goes into this one is when they start going into the whole Beth and Rick and abandonment issues. You know what I mean?
It's like when they really start.
Like they've hinted at it before, but this was the one where they really like hammed it in. Where Rick they're all wanted by the intergalactic space, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, Rick's gonna leave to turn himself in. But Morty doesn't know that, and the family doesn't know that. They just assume he's gonna fucking ditch them because that's what he does. He just leaves when shit gets bad. He's gonna go to another universe or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end, Morty's like, "Rick, where are you going?" He's like, "I'm gonna get ice cream." And then Morty's like,
and he's like, "Nah, sometimes a man just needs to get ice cream by himself."
And he's like, "Don't leave mom," or something. I forgot what he says.
Something like
along those lines, where "Don't hurt mom" or "Don't leave mom." She really,
which is another time that that Morty really starts showing that he's growing, that he's becoming more independent. Because at the end of, like at the beginning of season 3, you really see like Morty like becoming like Rick in a sense, where he's just like he's been through so many like traumatizing things with Rick that he kind of has like this love-hate relationship with him.
yeah.
But since he's always having to be there, like when Rick cleans up his mess, he sometimes has to clean up Rick's mess. Like when we see in Vindicators 3, where like when they're making fun of like the Avengers type of hero.
Dude, it's so funny. Vindicators 3 is actually one of the least liked episodes in the entire series.
Which is fucking crazy because
I love that episode. I love that episode so fucking much, dude.
Dude, same. But it's just like in that episode, so we can just hurry up along.
Yeah, exactly.
We're running super long already. Dude, we really need to get better with this fucking like rambling about random shit.
I know. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on pushing through.
So in Vindicators 3, there's a moment. So if you haven't seen the show, remember, spoiler warning. Like if you're still here and you're gonna get butthurt about spoilers, then just fuck you, man. Like we warned you.
Yeah, just go.
So in Vindicators 3, there's like a fucking monster. There's like a creature that's about to like a world, like Omega level threat. If you know what that is from like the comic book world, it's like a level of threat where it can like destroy the like galaxy basically.
Yeah.
and they call in all the Vindicators, and so this is the first time that you see that the episodes that we see in, not the first time, but it's one of those times that you could really like oh shit, like we're just kind of having glimpses into the world of Rick and Morty and their adventures. Was when you find out that there's been Vindicators 1 that we didn't see. There was Vindicators 2 that Rick and Morty weren't even part of, and then Vindicators 3 which is the only one that we actually see as an episode.
Yeah.
But there's been at least 3 Vindicator moments, and we're only seeing one. So in this one, they call all the Vindicators to come and help them defeat this like creature, monster, alien thing. And what ends up happening is Rick gets super drunk, finds him himself, kills him, and then to kind of just shit on Morty and his like love for the Vindicators, he creates these tests just to prove how like worthless and narcissistic and like
they really are. Yeah,
people are. And he ends up fucking murdering all of them by accident.
Well, to be fair, only 2 of those are his fault.
Yeah, one of them is he's like the Tony Stark-esque character. Like he decides to be a douchebag and try to fly away. He flies into like a vent that ends up like murdering him. And
then the alligator robot where he gets squished on the globe. That's also Rick's fault. The rest are not Rick's fault, though, in my opinion. I guess he's more alligator than machine because there's hella guts everywhere.
Yeah.
Dude, I fucking love the ending of that episode. It's one of the fucking funniest things ever.
Hold on, but I wasn't finished talking.
No, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
So, like I was saying, so this episode, you really see how Morty, like, even though you saw it at the end of season 2, the beginning of season 1, like, where you see how Morty is kind of like not losing himself, but he's adapting to his to his environment like Rick. Is where Rick, while drunk, made a neutrino bomb, which is like, I guess, a bomb that would have destroyed the planet or something.
Pretty much, yeah, like an atom bomb type situation, I guess.
Yeah, so apparently Rick has made so many of these and put Morty into so many like situations where Morty, without even thinking about it, without even freaking out, he just goes and like disarms it, and he even surprises Rick. Like, oh shit, what the fuck? Do you know how to disarm a neutrino bomb? I'll never taught you how to do that. And Morty was like, well, yeah, you get drunk as fuck all the time, and I have to fucking fix it. So it was like one of the first times where you see like, oh shit, Morty isn't just some stupid kid that like follows Rick around. As much as a joke is half the time that, oh Morty, you're a fucking idiot. Like, the only reason I have you around is because your brainwaves are so small that they counteract my big brainness that fucking Rick says all the time.
Yeah.
So that's something I really liked that they did. Like, you watch the like Morty go from like this like starry-eyed little kid, having this like not like
it's kind of not narcissistic but jaded.
Like, it's like a jaded like fucking like
mindset.
Like mindset of him like, oh, I have to fix it. I can't rely on anyone because I need to fix other people's problems. Like, I really like that. I really liked how they did that in that show.
Yeah, and so to me, one of the fucking funniest moments of the season, 2 of the funniest moments. So at the very end, like the thing I love most in the world is put it on this platform. So then Morty's like, I know what it is. Morty's like kind of getting cocky, and then Rick's like, I know you think that you're being cocky right now. I know you're thinking something like, oh, secret message that I really love you, but I don't think that's it. And then so he's like, goes on the platform. He gets strapped to this like little rocket roller coaster thing.
And then Rick, while he was drunk, goes through like he was like, I really love you, blah blah blah. Like, he goes through like a fucking 5-minute speech of like,
it's like he's the only one that gets me.
Morty thinks that he's talking about him.
And Morty's like, oh, he's actually a good guy. Like, he's all happy.
He just starts crying. Like, he's like crying for a second. And then Rick breaks it to him, and he's like, what was his name again?
Nub Nub. Like, you always got me Nub Nub. unlike my asshole grandson.
They're sucking the Vindicator's dick, and it's like, so fucking funny.
And then at the very end, he's like all pissed off. They go back up top, and there's a concert with Logic.
Which
And
that
then,
wasn't actually Logic, right? Like
huh?
that wasn't actually Logic doing the
Oh
voice.
no, it was. I thought it was because
Nah,
he like loves the show.
yeah, that wasn't actually Logic. Logic. I think it comes up in season 4.
Uh-huh.
I think Logic does something for them in season 4. I might be wrong. I
It
might be
sounded like Logic. Either way, it doesn't matter. So Rick has Logic do a Nub Nub song.
wrong.
And then the very last thing before they cut to black is Rick saying, "Who the fuck is Nub Nub?" And Morty just looks at him like, "I fucking want to murder you." It's the fucking like so that's the subtlety that I love of this show.
Exactly.
Like I said, there's a Nub Nub song, and Rick's like, "Who the fuck is Nub Nub?" And the face Morty gives him is fucking. That's like one of my all time favorite moments of that show.
It's like the face of just like straight up like hatred.
It's so
for lack
good,
of a better
dude.
word.
It's so fucking good, dude.
So I think we should talk about the fan base because I didn't finish what like I'm pretty sure I'll remember because I think I do remember the rest of the season, but I don't think I remember it well enough to like have a full-fledged conversation like we've been having.
Yeah, and honestly, season 3, I don't have like, oh my god, that's my favorite. I don't.
You don't have a scene like that because there's a scene.
I don't have an episode. I'd say if I picked a favorite moment of season 3, it would be that Num Nub thing.
No,
It's
I think
fucking hilarious.
One of my favorite scenes is where this Rick picks up Morty in school during school. He's like, hey Rick, it's like, hey Morty, I need your help with something. It's like it's a mini adventure, like in and out. Like we'll be back in 15 minutes. Don't even worry about it. And Morty's like, okay, like let's go. So, and then it cuts into them. Say it's like 2 weeks later, and they're like destroying the Death Star basically. And they look fucking exhausted and tired.
Yeah.
And they finally like get what they wanted. They sit down on the fucking on the spaceship, and they both start fucking crying.
Yeah, that's such a good fucking scene. You're right.
And they're like, "Oh my god, like what the fuck was that?" They're like, because that's the."
And Rick's actually legit apologizing to Morty.
He's like, "I'm so sorry. I didn't have a control of that situation at all. Like, we got so lucky." I was just like, "Fuck, that is fucking hilarious." So I think that was like basically that, and then I was gonna say, so that's my favorite scene.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite episodes of this, not just this season, but the show in general.
Yeah.
And it's because it gives like an insight on what's going on in the background of Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Like what's going to happen later on in the show. Or not like there's something big happening in the show, and that was the Rick Lantis mix-up, where you don't even see Rick and Morty like
At all.
They go into their separate adventure.
You only see them in the first like 30 seconds and the last 30 seconds.
Yeah. So the entire episode is just like the Citadel, like and like the world that the Citadel has.
You know what? You're right. I think this might be my favorite episode of season 3 because you're right. It's
it sets up so much
the
stuff.
overarching story.
Because like the theory is that Evil Morty, the one from the first season, is the guy that takes over that becomes the first Morty president.
Well, I know they don't confirm it, but that's what I assume too.
Well, like, that's I'm saying that's a theory. That's like a fan theory.
Yeah, I don't know the fan theory, but I just assumed that was Evil Morty. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So did I. Like
he fucking murders all of them Ricks at the end. Like who doesn't agree with me? And then raise your hand. And then fucking has them all murdered and thrown into space.
Yeah, like and he has like a fucking reporter with like a picture of Ava Morty or something like that. Like
yeah.
So I really like that episode. Like I said, just because it sets up so many like now you know something's happening. You know something big is happening, and now you're just kind of like waiting there to see what that is.
I'm assuming that's going to be part of season 4 because I remember at the end of the episode, even Morty's like, "Oh, I wonder what happened at the Citadel today." but they don't really go into it because they were
Does
busy.
he?
Because they were busy fucking mermaids. They're like, oh, that mermaid puss, like, and they're like, oh, and I'm just looking it up right now. It says Morty wonders what happened at the Citadel, but Rick tells them it will likely have no effect on their lives. So I'm guessing it's gonna play a big part of season 4, and I'm excited. Like once season 4 wraps up, and honestly, I might start watching season 4 today just because I looked it up. You can actually all the episodes are free on the website on Adult Swim.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, I just looked it up. You don't need a cable or nothing. You only need cable for the newest episode, but you can watch the first 5 for free.
Oh shit! I might actually watch that.
So yeah, exactly. I might watch them too. But yeah, that's a great fucking episode. You're right. Actually, might be my favorite. And then I love how in the beginning it's like when Rick kills the other Rick, like Rick's gonna kill Rick's, and then at the end it ends with Morty. Or no, my bad. It starts with Morty killing the other Mortys. And then like Morty, Morty's gonna kill Morty's, and then at the end it ends with Rick's gonna kill Rick's. And I think that's gonna play again. I think that's also gonna play deeper into later in the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fuck. Just so now, before we end off the podcast, like before we end off the episode, like our discussion of Rick and Morty, so let's go into the reason why I'm embarrassed to call myself a Rick and Morty fan.
I'm gonna tie this in. So obviously that's our favorite episode. Our least favorite episode, which ties into this conversation, is Pickle Rick. I'll probably assume that's your least favorite episode too.
Yeah, Pickle Rick.
And that's actually my least favorite episode of the entire series. I don't think it's the worst episode of the series, but because of what came from it, it's my least favorite.
Dude, because that and then the first episode of this with the Szechuan sauce, like, do you remember the fucking like absurdity that people were like doing for the fucking the Szechuan sauce? Like,
so for those who don't know, in the first episode of season 3, he goes to like kind of like an Inception thing where they're in his mind. They're kind of like a therapy thing, and it's an offhand joke that he only says twice in the entire episode. Twice. It's so offhand.
It's not offhand. So
what it kind of is though. Like it's not like it's the main focus.
At the very end of the episode, it's his only focus. At the very end. So I think the very end of that episode is what fueled like the fucking like absurd like stupidity that people.
So pretty much they go into the past of Rick's mind. It's a fake past, but it's a past where he went back to 1998 because that's when they had the Szechuan sauce, which is a promotion with Mulan. This is a real thing, and he's like, "Oh, it's the best fucking sauce ever!" And so that's why he went back just so he can get more of that sauce. Go on, Diego.
So yeah, so it was a promotional thing. And so at the very end, when Rick escapes and he does whatever he does, he tells Morty, he's like, oh, like, 9 seasons or something, like fucking Rick and Morty, like, and the only thing that I'm not gonna stop going on adventures until I get my Szechuan sauce, like he is just talking. He goes fucking crazy, like in every single first episode of the show. Ends up with Rick having like a fucking breakdown in front of Morty. Saying like, oh, like I'm a fucking god, I'm this, I'm that, like the only thing I want, like in this one, he's like, the only thing I care about is the Szechuan sauce. That's like the only reason for my being, blah blah blah. And that spawned this fucking stupid amount of people. Like, did you ever go to McDonald's during that time?
Fuck no. Dude, I purposely avoided it.
The lines, dude, were fucking crazy. There was videos, dude, where it was just like out the door, down the street for like stupid long, dude. Stupid long. Because I guess McDonald's like saw like the popularity and they took it as a chance to like make a quick buck. So they started selling the Szechuan sauce again.
With special Rick and Morty like picture on it.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
The first run of Szechuan sauce had a Rick and Morty, like one of the creators had like drew pretty much drew, you know, the thing you peel off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Drew a little thing. It doesn't actually have Rick and Morty on it, but it says Szechuan sauce. It's like a little alien in the spacesuit, and it was drawn by one of the creators of Rick and Morty.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that's actually the one that created the brawls, literally the fights, dude. There were fights, people breaking windows at McDonald's because they couldn't get the Szechuan sauce.
Like people getting on top of the fucking counters and like having like seizures, like.
Because then they brought it back again a few weeks later, and that one just was black and red lettering.
Yeah, and that was after Pickle Rick came out. So I remember there was a fucking guy that just like got on top of the fucking desk when they didn't have any more, started screaming, "I'm Pickle Rick, give me the Szechuan sauce." I was like, fuck, dude, like how fucking cancerous can a fucking fan base get? So like after all that started happening, I was like, oh yeah, I can't talk about that I like this show because I don't want to be associated with this. Because I remember for a while, like after all that happened, like this show got so much hate, and so did the fucking the creators, just because like how toxic their fan base was. And you know people are stupid. They blame like the actions of the fans on the fucking creators or something.
Yeah.
And it was just it was unbearable, dude. Like so unbearable.
And even before all that, there was already a toxic fan base of I remember hearing like, oh, if you don't like Rick and Morty, it's because you're fucking stupid. It takes a certain type of person, a certain type of intelligence to understand why Rick and Morty's funny. And that was even before that. Pickle Rick and Szechuan took it over the top, but that was the start of the fan base.
Yeah, but even before that, even from the very beginning, people were like, "Oh, if you have to have a certain intellect, like you have to have a certain IQ to understand the jokes, the deep intricacies of Rick and Morty. If you're a small brained like fucking dumbass, you won't understand how funny and like the complexities of the world and what it talks about society. And this like think about the most obnoxious fucking like piece of shit you've ever come into like contact with in your life. Times it by like 50, and you might have a Rick and Morty fan.
And these people like obviously now, like me and Diego will say shit like that as a joke, ironically.
Joke. Like you could clearly tell that I'm fucking joking around.
But back in the day, people were fucking dead ass serious. Like, yeah, if you're not smart, you won't get this joke. I'm like, and when you watch the show, it's fucking hilarious, and it's a shame it has such a bad fan base. Is that like it doesn't? You don't need to be smart. You just need to fucking care, and that's all. You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing genius level. That's what I don't understand about these. Like, it's a show about a smart person, but it's not an actual smart show. It's not a high IQ show. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's not like Rick is doing all the fucking math on the fucking like. It's not like Rick is like, oh, like carry the 3, do this times this, like sine, cosine this, divide that by fucking 52. Your numbers, blah blah blah. Now
exactly, it's a person. It's a show about a person with a high IQ, but not a high IQ show. Kind of like The Big Bang Theory. It's a show.
Oh, fuck that show.
It's a show about people with high IQs, but the show itself is nowhere near high IQ, and that's how I feel about Rick and Morty. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it sucks that they ruined the fan. Like they ruined. Like you can't be like, oh, I'm a Rick and Morty fan now, without getting like, oh, are you gonna fucking like shit your pants and talk about how you're fucking Pickle Rick and talk about how fucking big your brain is, like.
And honestly, stuff like Pickle Rick and the Szechuan sauce shows how stupid this fan base actually really is. And that's what I find funny. It's like the dumbest people really do think they're the smartest. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because to me, Pickle Rick, like Pickle Rick, and like that episode in general, that's such lowbrow comedy. It's so fucking basic. It's so simple, and to me, a fan base is supposed to be so smart, and to them, the funniest fucking thing is just a catchphrase.
It's like, really?
Not the subtleties of a joke or nothing like that. Like, there's no deeper meaning to the I'm Pickle Rick joke. The episode has deeper meaning, but I'm saying that's not why people like it. People like it just because it sounds funny how he said it. Like, oh, he said it in such a fucking funny tone. Like, it's so stupid. You know what I mean? Like,
Pickle, like, Rick and pickle are similar. They kind of rhyme. And when you say Pickle Rick, it's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, dude, I hate them.
Like the irony, like I said, like the fan base ate up one of the dumbest fucking jokes in the show. You know what I mean?
Just fucking stupid. Like absolutely fucking stupid. Like just unbearably stupid.
Like I said, rewatching that episode, the episode's actually not that bad. It's actually a pretty good episode.
It's not bad. Like the action in it is fucking great.
The action is really good. The animated action in that episode is really great.
Like
and like I said, then the whole
cockroaches and stuff like that. Like
and then the whole background of like Morty's actually pretty smart, where he's pretty much like, Mom and Rick, you guys need therapy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It actually helped because you guys are so fucking self-absorbed assholes because you think you're so smart, you're gods, but you're not. But then at the end, they're so self-absorbed that they like, oh, that fucking therapist is a stupid bitch. Like, and they keep on going with where pretty much, I love how in the episode where the therapist pretty much lays out exactly how Rick is.
Exactly. Without even meeting him.
Yeah, to a T.
Exactly. And Beth gets all fucking butthurt because she gets called out. Like
where she thought she's going in because she has the victim complex. Where she's going in, she thought this was gonna be like about the kids, like not accepting the divorce and other shit.
It's like, oh, it's the kids' fault that this happened. Like it's I had kids, so it's the kids' fault that
my life is this way and my divorce. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go there and be justified. Like I'm gonna be like vindicated because they're gonna.
The therapist is gonna tell me, yeah.
Yeah, someone else is gonna finally tell them that there's pieces of shit that ruined my life, and when I get there, she's like, "No, your dad is a piece of shit, and he's ruining your life, your ex-husband's life, and your kid's life." And she was like, "Fuck you," like exactly, like literally just said, "Fuck you."
Yeah, literally just says "fuck you." Yeah.
But so, if I don't want it to become like a thing. But just because these, like, last time we fucking reviewed a movie. So what would you rate this show in general? Like, would you recommend it to people?
Honestly, it's a 10 out of 10. It's still a 10 out of 10 to me. I fucking highly recommend this show. And although season 3 isn't as great, it's still not like, to me, season 1 and 2 are 10 out of 10s. And season 3 is like a 8.5. But 1 and 2 are so good, and when I group them together, it's still a 10 out of 10 to me, and I highly recommend the show. It's fucking hilarious. This show's really funny, and I really think most people would like it. If you
have to have a fucking galaxy brain to understand it. So you pea-brained motherfuckers don't get it. But like,
do you get it? You don't even know how to say pea-brain.
Dude, it's because English is hard. Remember, that has been the saying for the last couple episodes of the fucking
English
show.
Is hard, dude.
English is fucking hard.
2 and 2 with all 3 different words. Fuck that. And they all sound the same.
Right? B and B. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, but I think the show in general for me is probably like a 9.
Yeah.
Like, it's really, really good. Of course, there's certain things that just aren't great. But it's definitely a show that if you're in for a good laugh, and it's pretty like rewatchable. Like,
easily, yeah, it's super rewatchable.
So I think if you're interested, if you're even slightly interested, if you even have like a slight like interest into the show, I think you should watch it. And I think you
and I just found out you can watch all the episodes for free on Adult Swim. So
look at there.
It's on Hulu as well, but if you don't have Hulu, you don't have Netflix. What's not on Netflix anyway? You don't have cable, you can watch it on adultswim.com for free.
Yeah,
no subscription needed. You don't even have to log into the website.
Oh damn! What the fuck? So
yeah, because I just logged onto it. I don't have a fucking login for it, and yeah, I was able to watch the episodes because you'll see the latest episode has a little key next to it. When you click on it, it says you need a cable
thing. Yeah,
but the rest don't have that. And I was able to click on the episodes and watch them.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So like we said, we definitely recommend it. So if you're even slightly interested and you haven't seen it, or even if you have seen it but you haven't rewatched it in a while,
and that was me. I saw season when they were coming. Minus season 1, I was watching them as they were coming out, season 2 and 3, and this is the first time I ever rewatched it other than season 1. I fucking loved it. It was so funny to go back and rewatch this show.
So yeah, it has the non-essential experience stamp
seal of approval. Yeah, 100%.
So if you even care about what we have to say about things, and you like,
And if
or
you're still
respect our
listening
opinion,
to this far into a Rick and Morty episode,
right?
thank
Like,
you.
right? Thanks, appreciate the fuck out of you. But yeah, I think that's it for today, right?
Yeah, that's it. I'm done.
I'm
There's more I could talk about, but this ran way longer than I expected to.
honestly,
like
dude,
it always does. And
dude,
we
but,
apologize. I swear we're trying to keep these episodes down to an hour.
like really, and we don't mind that it goes to an hour and a half, but we understand that people don't have an hour and a half to just sit here and listen to two fucking idiots
Assholes
ramble on
talk,
about
yeah.
fucking random shit.
Especially just Rick and Morty.
Exactly. Like maybe if we talked about multiple different things, or like when we talked about Marvel, like maybe that like maybe that is good enough for an hour and a half. But just for Rick and Morty, nah.
It's a lot, yeah. So on Thursday's episode, Xbox is showing some next gen stuff. We're gonna be talking about next gen, and pretty much next Thursday's gonna be the video game episode.
Yeah, we're gonna talk more about video games.
What we want, the new PS5 controller, PS5 in general, the Xbox next gen, and what we're kind of hoping for to see. We'll get into that on Thursday.
I'm also gonna announce our next
movie,
like movie date that we're gonna have. Not movie date, but like
review for the following Thursday.
Yeah. So if you're interested in that and you want to watch, stay tuned. Other than that, unless you have anything else to say,
I'm done.
I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys later. Peace out.